Hi everyone, welcome to my course on Simpsons classifier using transfer learning. In this particular course, we are going to learn about how to classify an image of a Simpson character into its name by using a transfer learning technique which is based on deep learning. So before we go into the deep learning, let's understand the goal. So what we are going to do is, so we are going to upload an image of a Simpson character and our machine learning algorithm is going to predict its name. So here is an example. We have uploaded the image of a Simpson grandpa, Abraham grandpa, and our model is going to predict the name of the character in this image. Similarly, the second image is about the Homer Simpson, which is one of the main character in the uh, sitcom show, and we are going to predict the name as Homer Simpson. And the third character is of Lisa Simpson, who's a daughter of Homer Simpson, and our model is going to predict the name as Lisa Simpson. So Simpson is a famous American sitcom which debuted in about 1989. It's a highly satirical a comedy show about a working class family, which has been perfectly epitomized by the Simpson family. There are various characters in the Simpson family, like Homer Simpson, who's a father, her wife Marge, kids like Bart and Lisa, and there is pets also in the character. And there are a lot. It's a very funny show. It's been running since 1989. It's the longest running show on the television. So far, it has telecast about 676 episodes on the TV. They also made a movie about Simpsons in about 2007, and which grossed a revenue of $527 million all over the world. There are also video games about the show. In terms of award, the show has won about 34 Primetime Emmy Awards, 34 Annie Awards, and several Peabody Awards. Time magazine also has rated the show as a country's best television series, right? So I also wanted to have some fun with those characters and use machine learning to learn and predict the names of these characters. Especially we are going to leverage the transfer learning in this particular course. So in this particular course, we are going to use transfer learning. Uh, so let's understand what are the problems in the conventional machine learning problem. So in a typical machine learning problem, whenever each model we have trained to solve a specific problem, right? We always start from the scratch. We need a huge training data, and we just every time the data requires usually it should have data in millions, right? It's not very easy to get that data because you need to label the data, and the labeling is very cumbersome, right? A lot of you need to send a lot of manpower, or you need to send a lot of money to get the trained data, right? And every time you need to train a new model, you have to start from the scratch. So it's very expensive in terms of time, cost, and resources. Also, huge training data is required for that, right, as we said. And also, the training the model with such a huge data could take days or weeks, and also require expensive resources like GPU. It may not be feasible to train the model on CPU. You might need to use GPU or even the more performant version of it called TPU, right? So what can we do about it? So use transfer learning to fine tune. So transfer learning is basically a technology where you take the model which was trained on one problem to solve another problem, right? So when we do that, we can typically reuse the basic characteristics of that model and just fine tune the last few layers in the model. So and we can leverage just that model as it is. So which means we don't need a huge data. We can just reuse that model and just fine tune using a small amount of data, maybe hundreds, maybe a few thousand rows. That's good enough for fine tuning the model, and we can get the same amount of accuracy or same amount of precision as we would get as if we had been training the model from the scratch. And there are few technologies that basically lends themselves to use a transfer learning. Convolutional neural network is one of them. So which we are going to use in this particular course uh, to for transfer learning. They just easily adopt them for transfer learning, and we will learn how do they do that. So the benefits are basically significantly less data to train the model. That means it is less expensive and it's very fast. It'll be trained. The model will be trained in a matter of few minutes or hours instead of days or weeks. So in this course structure, we are going to learn about transfer learning. So in this particular course, we are just going to learn about the transfer learning. What is the transfer learning and how we can leverage convolutional neural network to apply the transfer learning. We will train the model using the interactive Jupyter notebooks. I will go through the model step by step and explain you at every step what's going on. Then we will also build a web application to demonstrate how to use the dog breed classification. As a part of this video course, we are also going to build a web application where you can upload an image of any Simpson character image, and the web application will classify and tell you the character name. So here is an example. So this is a web application we are going to build. So I can choose a file here. It could be one of the Simpsons, right? For example, this is an example of a Lisa Simpson character. Let's upload it. Then click the upload button. And the model is telling you this is the image URL and this is the Lisa Simpson character, right? Let's try another one. And this is, in this example, it's a Homer Simpson. We are going to upload it and your web application classifies as Homer Simpson. So behind the scenes, we are going to use the same model that we will learn in our Jupyter notebook. We are going to train the model. Then we are going to save the model to the disk, and the web application, what it's going to do is it's just going to load the trained model from the disk at startup, and then every time we can just submit an image, it's going to just predict it on the fly, right? So it's a very useful application, right? You can use it to brag to your friends or family. You can also play a game using this transfer learning technique, and all behind the scenes we are just leveraging a transfer learning to do this image classification.